I got sober in the darkest summer of my life, more than half my lifetime ago. I woke up sick on an already hot morning in my minuscule houseboat in Sausalito, with gulls and pelicans taking off and landing outside my window and a clear view of Angel Island. I wanted to die. My best idea was a cool, refreshing beer to get all the flies going in one direction, as my late friend Jack once put it. I do not know what possessed me to call him later that day, but I did, and he came over and we talked for a few hours about our alcoholism, and somehow I haven't had a drink since. My body felt better after a week of sobriety, but it took a long time for my soul to be restored. First, I needed to learn to pay bills, take care of my teeth, dispose of a shoebox filled with sedatives and speed, clean up the moral and financial wreckage of my past. Defeat has been, for so many of us, the portal to soul. I have a friend whose daughter accidentally killed a man a few years ago and then tried to run. Allie was driving home drunk on New Year's Eve and hit a pedestrian in a crosswalk. I could have easily run over someone too. I ran over a dog or a cat one night 40 years ago on the way to the only bar in the hippie town where I lived, but I did not have the courage to stop the car. Maybe it was a raccoon. At any rate, I drove on, electrified with fear and guilt. I was 24 at the time, almost 10 years younger than Allie when she killed that man. My dad was dying of brain cancer in our tiny cabin up on the mesa. I had just sold my first book, and in terror, I couldn't do any better than to speed on. Allie sped on, but a witness got her license plate. I had been on the same road a few times already earlier that day, 40 years ago, to teach a tennis lesson and clean a house. The road was curvy above the beach, lined with eucalyptus and nasturtiums, a constant interplay of light and shade, and teasing glimpses of the ocean. There was a monarch butterfly grove there, veils of black, orange, and white clutching the trunks of trees, at rest or clustered together for warmth, fluttering, undulating. In the past few years, drought and climate shifts have caused them to stop landing there during their migrations. Allie lived near a famous monarch grove, too, in Huntington Beach, with her mom. Everyone liked her a lot, but she was always finding fault with her own creative efforts, her studies, her body, and she had become directionless since dropping out of college. She hung out with her friends, smoked dope, worked odd jobs, went to outdoor concerts. She was caught, convicted, and sentenced to 2 years in a prison 2 hours' drive from her mother's cottage in Riverside. It wasn't Robben Island, but it was hideous enough. All concrete blocks and isolation. A short, slight woman in her 30s with dimples, Allie was nearly catatonic when she entered prison, except when she was in sheer terror. I told my kids at Sunday school about her because the prison restored her soul. You've all had incredibly sad things happen, I've said. You've all had disappointments. Maybe you've shut down a little or had to pretend you were just fine all the time. This can make our souls feel cloudy, like a streaky crystal ball. A hand shot up. I smiled. When you've been teaching Sunday school for as long as I have, you know when you've hit upon a great topic. "What's our snack today?" one child asked. "Oh well, cherries and chips. 3 thumbs up." The kids in my class have had significant challenges: a crazy mother, absent fathers, a disabled brother, depression. Some of the older teenage girls who have passed through our Sunday school have already been through rehab, and some have been cutters. And when there aren't actual hardships in a child's life, it's still just damaging here on earth. Someday they will also feel smudged by the detritus of addictions, regret, obsession with finances, chronic guilt about having failed their grown kids, sorrow over the state of their current marriage, or guilt about earlier ones. Even now, they know that the world leaves grubby fingerprints all over everything: our hearts, minds, hope.